Well, it's cold, it's windy, the fog is just rolling in here along the Oregon coast, and we are at the Coos Bay Speedway located in Coos Bay, Oregon, and I decided to start today's video up here in the flag stand right along the front stretch. You kind of saw the pan there of turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. This place is a quarter-mile dirt track, or maybe just a little bit bigger than a quarter mile, and like I said, it's located right here along the coast. This is going to be night number 2 of the ISCS Week of Speed, which is 7 races in 8 days starting in the southern part of Oregon and ending actually all the way up in the state of Washington. And throughout the week, we are going to be following along with my younger sister, Carly. Carly, all the viewers know you. You are kind of the star of the show here when you run the sprint car, but for anyone who doesn't, how old are you?
I'm 14.
Gonna be 15 in just a couple of days at the end of this week. And what are your thoughts kind of going into tonight? You ran 6th on Saturday, we had yesterday off, and now we're getting ready to get into a span of 6 races in a row.
I feel pretty good. Last time we ran here, I think we ran 4th, so top 5. Last time, that was my first time here, so second time here, I think will be even better, maybe a win.
Yeah, I think, and also a great car count tonight, so this is gonna be awesome cars from Washington, Oregon. And to kind of give the viewers a rundown of the format, what's the first thing that you guys are gonna be doing on the track?
Mud pack and then qualifying.
So qualifying's important. It's in groups of 6 or 7. You actually qualify against the group of cars that you're out there against, and you also heat race with those same cars. So it's gonna be important to lay down a good lap. Like I mentioned, it's windy, it's cold, interesting track conditions tonight. They just finished up watering it, and we will have the pit meeting here soon. Qualifying's over. How'd you feel?
Couldn't really tell if the car was too tight or loose just because of the track conditions. Very slick in 3 and 4. I felt like 1 and 2 was good, just 3 and 4 at top. It just wasn't really, I think it was just more slick than anything.
And what Carly is relaying there in that clip is exactly what it looked like. So in total, we have 20 limited sprints here for the second night of ISCS Week of Speed. And I was kind of struggling to even know what to tell Carly as far as advice goes, because Coos Bay is very, very tricky. It's a sandy material. It doesn't hold a lot of grip. It may look like there's a lot of grip out there, and then you get out there and you're literally just sliding around, which also makes it difficult to set up the race car because you don't want to get it too tight to where it doesn't turn, but also if you leave it too free here, man, it is miserable to drive. And then also for the limited class, they do group qualifying. Not really my favorite thing. It's just so hard to spread out and get a good lap, and especially as people are at different paces, you catch other cars quicker. No matter what division, I'm just not a fan of group qualifying. But anyway, Carly ended up 4th quick in her group. Now she's gonna start 3rd in her heat race, which with ISCS actually isn't bad. If you can qualify quick time, that's great, but then you also have to pass a bunch of cars in your heat race. So maybe if Carly now starts 3rd, if she can win her heat race or run 2nd, she'll be sitting pretty good in the points. All right, Carly, go get him. So Carly is heading out there for her heat race right now. Since she was the first group, the track changed over the course of qualifying, and by the last group, they were running right around the infield berm. So I'm not really sure what to expect for this heat, but I told her there's probably a better chance that the bottom's gonna be fast and you don't really want to jump out of line, because then you might possibly open the door for the other guys behind you. She starts 3rd, and hopefully she can just get a good jump and try to pass a car or two, go for that heat race win. But in all reality, it is Coos Bay. It's usually different every single time. I've seen it around around the bottom in one lane and hard to pass, and others I've seen it as wide as can be, and you can run the top, middle, and bottom. But anyway, in order for Carly to make tonight's top 8 redraw between qualifying points and heat race points, she really needs to try to go forward here. Well, it's getting darker and darker here at the Coos Bay Speedway as we get farther and farther into the evening. All the sprint car heat races are complete. Carly started third and ended up running third. Unfortunately, that was not good enough to make the redraw tonight with ISCS. She ended up 11th in points, and they took the top 8 to that redraw. Honestly, when she hit her mark, she was really fast. I think for the most part, she was just struggling to kind of hit the bottom and drive in hard enough to get the car to rotate. And then others, sometimes she also just kind of got caught on the berm too much, and even both left side tires, and then it would kind of throw her back across the track. And running the bottom here at Coos Bay is difficult because it's very tight. You have to have a combination of driving in hard, but also keeping the tires under you, because I talked about the sandy surface, and it's easy to miss your mark. So I think that was a great 8-lap heat race for her, just to get some more laps around this place, as it's really slick. I know those first couple of laps she kind of struggled to get in a rhythm, but once she kind of got going and had some good corners and some bad corners, overall she started gaining some ground on the top 2. As I mentioned though, it is almost a main event time here at the Coos Bay Speedway. I think they have some 4 cylinders out there right now. One thing to watch out for, because when we were here 1 month ago they did this, it sounds like they're gonna water the top right before the A main event, and when they did that for the 360s, the top was the dominant line. Tonight it's been all around the bottom, but I think with a little bit of water and the little bit of moisture that's up there, that might provide some magic. So with Carly starting in mid-pack, we're definitely gonna be kind of in her ear about possibly running the top line if it comes in. Well, as you can see kind of here in the background, they are just sprinkling the top side, exactly what they did here for Western Sprint Tour. It paid off that night. Hopefully it does tonight. I think just that little bit of water, especially on exit of the corner, because you can carry so much speed. It has moisture on entry. It just falls off kind of where it flattens off with the banking, and you just lose any drive off the corner. So both ends are really going to need this little bit of water that they're throwing on with the water truck. I'm excited. I think we might be in for a pretty neat feature. Hopefully Carly can get up there and really perfect that line. I think that's going to be our game plan going forward. wrecked out there probably like lap 4 or 5. They all kind of, well, to kind of start off, I mean, they weren't getting any laps in. Guys were struggling to get going. We probably had 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, I don't know, we had a good amount of yellows. And then going for the lead, the top two got together and they kind of wrecked and they were blocking the track. And then you want to take it over. I mean, what did you see going into turn 1?
Yeah, I don't know, the whole situation's a little irritating to me in a way, but I literally saw the 1 and 2 get together, and then I saw third go around the top, and I was like, okay, we're gonna have plenty of room. And then I felt like third place kind of just stopped, and my brakes, my brakes were kind of going away towards the end of the race, or towards the end of my little 5-lapper right there. And then I just kind of closed my eyes and hit the wall, I guess. I don't know.
The hole kind of closed up. It wasn't that, like, third didn't really do anything wrong. They wrecked in front of all of them, and guys were trying to slow down, and Carly was trying to get through the wreck, and it was just a bad deal. So the wing got really tore up. At least the wing did its job. You're feeling all right?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Besides, the rear end kind of hit the wall, and it just made my neck a little, not my neck, just my head a little hurt. But I think if I take a little ibuprofen or something, it will feel better for tomorrow.
Yeah, so it looks like the car's not too bad by any means. Like Carly said, just a frustrating feature because you move forward about 5 spots, a couple wrecks, but also past a couple of cars, and they just never really got any green flag laps to show who is going to be the better person and passing everyone. And then they all wreck like that, and then everyone's just scattering, and some people make it through and some don't. So that's just part of racing. We're going to move on to tomorrow night. I think we have plenty of things to fix the race car. Like I said, it doesn't look too bad. Literally, I think the wing absorbed most of it. So we're just gonna, start fixing and get to work here, and we should still be on track to do the rest of Speedweek starting in Cottage Grove tomorrow. Well, we are all loaded up. A tough night for the 22C and many other drivers. Just a lot of carnage there in the A-main event. It seemed like as it went on and on, I didn't get to watch all 25 laps, but it definitely got very, very slick, and I think even at the end started to take some rubber. So in other terms, the track actually got a little bit faster, but for the most part, the beginning stages looked kind of fun, racy, very, very slick. A lot of guys with their wing back. But I have Carly here in the trailer. We're going to kind of recap the night, talk just a little bit about tonight's chaos.
Yeah, just basically chaos, not the way the 22C wanted to end up. Tonight, definitely thought when we were running 5th that maybe could have been a top 3, but things happen. It was only 5 laps into the race. That was the most frustrating thing for just me and the whole team. But I think we can get it fixed, and we'll be back at Cottage Grove tomorrow.
Absolutely, and hopefully tomorrow there's going to be a lot of fun. Possibly, I guess I'll just say it here on the vlog, there's a possibility I might get to run tomorrow in someone else's car, so that'll be fun. Stay tuned for that, but Carly gave it her all tonight. She really gassed it up, and like I said, made a lot of good laps there early on in the feature. I know we talked about the heat race, trying to find a rhythm, but early on in the A, the game plan of trying to run the high side, which the high side actually didn't work out like we thought it was. It was more kind of through the middle, which the reason that line was so fast is because the racetrack was clean, which means there wasn't a lot of marbles. All the marbles were getting thrown higher, and you could just run through the cleanest part of the track where the tires were able to find some traction. So we are now headed to the Cottage Grove Speedway for night number 3. Real quickly though, Carly, you want to give a shout out to your sponsors.
I would like to thank Earth and Environmental, Truck Shop Motors, Ed Boyd Racing, ABC Powder Coating, On-Site Screeners, Rush Race Gear, and just Roger, Tanner, my dad, just everyone who's helped out, also Bob Ford.
And those are the people that make it happen. As I said, we have quite a few more nights to go. And just to address it before we end the video, you guys probably saw my dad was one of the first people to get to Carly. He took off running out of the grandstands. And as a parent, that's probably why his reaction is like that, and same with my mom. Like, that's how they are. When we wreck, they take off. Me, I was kind of videoing. I don't know if I was just more in shock, but I was like, oh no, Carly's gonna... Oh, at first I was like, Carly's gonna make it through. And then all of a sudden I had the more, oh no. And that's when she went for a tumble. So overall, just a bad deal. Glad everyone was okay. You guys probably saw there was a lot of fluid and stuff dumping out all over the race car. Just glad that they got to Carly and they were able to get her out safely before anything got worse. But definitely a scary night, chaotic, a lot of torn up stuff. But unfortunately, that's a part of dirt racing when we sign up for this sport. But we are on tonight number 3 at Cottage Grove. Gonna be a lot of fun. Got a couple hours in the motorhome before we get some rest. And then we're ready for the second half of Speed Week. See you guys all there. Deuces.